Which one are we talking to?
I don't want to rotate my phone. We can talk to all three of them. We're fired up and ready to go. Morning, everybody. It's Chris, and I'm with my friend Jason Tharp today. He is joining me on episode 6. You know I'm doing a 90-day video challenge?
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
It is amazing. Congratulations, too, by the way.
For what?
Challenging yourself to do something.
Oh. Okay. So, welcome. I wanted to... couple things. So I wanted to introduce you all to Jason. Those of you that don't know him, most of you already do. And then secondly, we're doing an event together for the Business Technology Forum, Columbus Realtors Business Technology Forum next Wednesday at 10 a.m. So I wanted to make sure that you're all aware of that as well. So Jason, can you share a little bit about your experience, your background, and then most importantly, how did we meet?
That's a funny question, right? Because that's one of the things that a lot of people ask, because, title agent, illustrator, how do we meet, all that stuff like that. It was Facebook, Facebook, and it was one of those deals where you kind of popped up in the news feed, and I just shot a message and said, this sounds weird, but how do I know you? And that started it from there, and we had a lot in common.
Both very weird.
And just kind of
handsome.
Has grown there. Very handsome. But odd, fun fact, we both went to CCAD. And we didn't know that at the time. So just been killing it since then, I guess, right? Crushing, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Hashtag crush.
Crush, yeah. And so, the background is really just, I was a...
My mom said hi, by the way.
Hi, Mom. Oh. Yeah. I was working in a corporate world, and I went on my own. I just started kind of chasing my dreams, stopped listening to the stories I was telling myself, and went after it and to see what would happen, to be a storyteller. And fast forward these years later, have a bunch of books out with major publishers, go around and talk to kids all the time, talk to adults all the time.
So what I love about your story is how you help kids through your experience, and how your upbringing, you help kids who may be struggling with being a little bit different, or may just not have found their voice yet. You really help them to see the power in them being different. Right,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that, even as adults, right, we get kind of stuck in our own way, or our own way thoughts, and a lot of times we want to be just accepted. Sure. And, as a kid, I felt like I was the weird kid that I knew what I wanted to do so early. And now that I'm older and I've kind of figured out what I like, I try to write books for kids that tells them that it's okay to be different. But what's also been unique about that is it's twisted to adults, where I found there's a lot of adults that still feel kind of like they want to do, but how do I do?
Don't know what they want to be when they grow up.
Right. They don't have to be so.
Like me,
yeah.
I feel like this video is like the wrong way. Okay, never mind.
I can just lean in closer.
We'll worry about it later. Great. So I asked Jason, this year I'm the Columbus Realtors Business Technology Chair. And I asked Jason to be part of an event for us next Wednesday at 10. And we came up with this concept called Sold. Essentially, how do you become more creative in your content creation that you're doing for your business? So we're going to tailor it specifically to real estate agents. Yeah. And where, we talk to agents all the time. And one of the big things they struggle with a lot is, how do I create compelling content? How do I create content that's a differentiator from me versus the next agent? So you want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing?
Sure. So, a lot we're going to talk about is the story we're telling, right? What stories are we telling the consumer, the public, about what we're trying to tell about ourselves? It's not necessarily about, of course you want to sell a house. But what is the content you're putting out that makes people want to tell their friends about you, tell their family about you, get you involved in their network, get them excited to help you. And also at the same time, how do you present that in a way that is genuine, honest, and that you put a little bit of yourself out there which takes a lot of bravery. So how do you tackle that, being brave enough to put a little bit of vulnerability out there, you know, and I think that's the connection between, you know, real, you know, and this, you know, persona that we put out there. I think that once people tap into that, the network, the sales, all those things will just increase because you don't have to work so dang hard.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I'm just learning through doing this 90-day video challenge is that my first parameter through all of it is just to bring value. Right. And I'm not pitching anything. I'm not selling anything. I don't care. So what all I'm trying to do is connect as a human being. Yes. And you know, I'm not saying here's a house for sale, here's a house for sale, here's a house for sale. I'm saying, what have you guys ever looked into this, or have you ever discovered this, or how about that, and just being a human being is so much more compelling.
Yeah, I think that everybody just wants its connection. And I think you have to tell me, do you feel, even after doing your video, like immediately you feel better? It's just a natural, like, even, you know that you're talking to a camera, that connection that you know you're making, it changes you, and it makes, you put out this new vibe, and all of a sudden you feel like you feel better because you're being honest and open. Well,
and I'm going to do a video about this, but it's momentum. Right. So we've talked about this before. Like it's momentum works both ways. It works positively and it works negatively. And for me, like doing this every single day, it builds good momentum as long as I'm doing it from a good place.
Absolutely.
And if I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice to choose to build good momentum versus getting caught up in these negative these negative thoughts and these negative stories we tell ourselves. That's another type of momentum, and that stuff is powerful too when it gets to a point where you can't even breathe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just think about, like, most people out there, like, you know, if you're running late for work, stub your toe, then that same day somebody, you know, cut you off on the highway, you spill coffee on yourself. It just starts this momentum, and before you know it, it's 2 p.m, and you're just hating your day, and we wonder why we just feel kind of like, and this victims, and everything's going our way for the bad. I mean, but it's a quick, easy switch when you can just, you know, flip that momentum the other way. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
Jason's a rock star, so I hope you guys will join us next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Columbus Realtors Business Technology Forum.
Right.
1 hour. We're not giving you any CE. You're just going to have to come because the content's awesome.
Yeah.
Toughen up.
We're going to draw some stuff, too. We'll be drawing. Sweet. Yeah. Realtors going to be drawing.
Awesome. So that will keep you coming back.
Absolutely.
So tomorrow I'm going to do another video. Don't have any idea what I'm going to do it about. What do you think?
I think it's amazing. Well, you know what, man?
We should do something. What do you want to hear?
I
want to bring you value.
You want to bring me value.
Care about them.
I love, like, what we talk about is the vision of where you want to go. Like, how does one? And I think that's one of the things that people do struggle with a little bit is, okay, I got an idea. I know how to make, you know, if I have a house, I know how to sell it, or if I have this, I know how to sell it. But how do you actually put together the building blocks to start that foundation of that first step of out of comfort zone?
So, like, specifically, like, manifesting things, or are you talking about, like, nuts and bolts? How do you build, like, what? Like,
I think, like, manifesting, because you hear this, like, thing about, like, visualization boards and all these things like that, which is easy to cut out of magazine articles and kind of put out there. But how do you, in here, start to just put that foundation down? Because I think it's a big leap of faith for people to eventually start believing in themselves.
You want to know the secret?
Yeah.
Is you don't do it in here, you do it in here.
Oh, very good. I like
That's
that.
The secret. That's so maybe we can talk about that.
There you go. Sounds great.
Well, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Peace out.
See ya.